Hello there, this is Big Benedict. We're playing The Last of Us Remastered on grounded difficulty mode, and this is the final installment of my guide, and it's called the Firefly's Lab. So this was actually my first real attempt on this chapter, but I did restart, and I think I might have got spotted. I'm not saying that, you know, it has to be a first attempt for you to look good, but anyway, so a lot of these scenarios will have enemies, like back-to-back enemies using flashlights. So what you need to do is get behind cover, use the arrows, and just avoid the lights. So the best route to take is over here, and then for this guy here, we're not even going to try to kill these guys, but we are going to make a break for it at the end. And just beware that the game developers have removed every single checkpoint that exists on this chapter. I imagine there's probably at least a half a dozen on this chapter on Survivor difficulty mode, but here you have 0. So it's actually not that bad. You know, if you have a lot of supplies here, this should not be too bad for you, and I really hope that you don't struggle, because there's really nothing worse than struggling on a final chapter. But when this guy's back's turned, just run in here, and I didn't even alert them, so that was really nice. Then we're going to go over to the right, make sure you hide behind the desk. There's some alcohol for you. And then when these guys run past, you'll go into the next room, and ordinarily this would secure you a checkpoint, but not so on this difficulty mode. And I really disagree with that, but you know, it's they could have been a lot crueler. So this guy here, you want to quickly get down here, and we're going to steal his assault rifle. So we'll throw a brick at him, hit him with the pipe. He dropped a new weapon for us, assault rifle with 4 ammo. And then what you should actually do is just run to the door at this point. But I was just kind of going through the inventory, seeing what I might want for the final part. And this guy came in. He's doubling back. So we're going to go around the couch and take him out from behind. Just beware that there's other enemies too. So this kind of dawdling, I really wouldn't recommend it. But I wasn't aware that these guys would double back on me like this. But once he's dispatched, you'll go through the door, and you're not going to see me press start at any point, because I knew there's no checkpoint. So what weapon should you have equipped, like in your slots, to make it really quick? I put the assault rifle there, but I wasn't intent on using it. I have the bow. If you have about 5 arrows, you'll be good. This was a little bit risky, but it ushered me into this little animation. Not an animation, it's just a little scene here. And then we will pass a shiv room door. But again, I don't have a full shiv apparently. I didn't even know they divided it into full and partial shivs. I don't really use them too much, so I haven't even looked into them. But here's a manifest on that table. The shiv room door probably has one of the final pendants in it or something like that, but you'll come in here now. And I hadn't been here for a long time. Like I mentioned, this is my first time back here in a long time, and this is your final section for you to do. You'll sprint across the hall first of all. Once you get this cutscene, you might not have to participate in this, but you're not in any peril. But you can see the silhouettes of the enemies through the glass there. Sprint through this area here, right over here. They won't see you. There's nothing you can really do. So just charge across, duck down, you'll be safe. And then you just want to flank the enemies on the right, just like we did before. You don't want to go out of your way to cause any strife here. Just be very careful. I actually missed this guy with an arrow, and then I was fortunate enough to shoot him. There's that guy right there with the flashlight, and then there's also tons of enemies to the left with flashlights too, so you just want to be careful before you make your shot. I should have just gone in. I should have gone where that surgical table is in the middle of the next room. There, I heard the ominous sound right there, that's why I ducked down. And then this guy we need to dispose. So you see, it's very, very important here to have arrows. Crucial. Because we need to completely get on the other side of this area here, so we don't have to deal with all those enemies. And I was pretty nervous here actually, because I just didn't want to have to start over again. Okay, so I think that clipped him, and then this one hit him. Fortunately, he's all alone in that room, so we can just proceed up here. Just beware of the flashlights, obviously. Get ready to toss a couple of smoke bombs, because we're gonna have to charge through this next area. And I think this is what I more or less did on my survivor guide. And I remember throwing a lot of I was gonna say Art of the Infernos. Obviously, that's not what it is. There's some pills there that we'll never need. Oh, that's not pills. It's ammunition for this gun. So, okay, so there's an arrow. We retrieved our arrow. How many do we have left? I don't think it'll matter because we don't need to use any more. But I'm just going to toss. I'm going to toss a couple of smoke bombs, and then I'm going to toss some of the Molotov cocktails for good measure. So there's one, and there's a two, and then just to kill everybody, since they obviously heard that explosion. Obviously nobody's on the fucking ceiling, but I threw it up there anyway because I was paranoid. And then we'll make a break for it. Everybody's burning up, but that's what we wanted to have happen. So we'll come in here, and we're about to save Ellie. So I wanted to thank everybody. I'm not really sure what my next guide might be. It could possibly be Ninja Gaiden 2, no damage. I'm not really sure. I might want to do that next. So if you're interested in that, I'll be bringing it to you. And we'll come in here. Some optional kills. I'll be using the assault rifle on these guys. And that reminds me of that Twilight Zone episode where they had those silhouettes too. What was that one? Eye of the Beholder. So we're going to shoot all these guys because they're threatening. We'll take Ellie, and we'll get all our trophies. I've never got trophies before on the PS4, so it's good. It's interesting. And I wasn't really sure too much where to go here. I didn't get damaged, so that was nice. But this is a great game. So there's some guys we need to go around those guys. And I want to thank everybody for watching the guide. It really means a lot to me, and I hope that you've enjoyed this content. And I hope, with this guide you didn't struggle too much, and I really hope that this chapter didn't vex you inordinately either. So take care, and I will see you in my next project.